lunches. Locations will be announced during first lunch. And now we have a distraction presentation. Thanks for that, Athena. My sister is Athena. So I'm Rachel. I'm a volunteer with I'mDistractedDriving.org. So this is it's a nonprofit organization that goes around and talks to schools, mostly high school students, to teach you guys about driving distracted and kind of the epidemic that it's become, and to encourage you to do your best not to drive distracted. So it's not something that is like you can perfectly be the best driver all the time. I still even drive distracted. I'm not here to pretend like I don't. It's just, it's important to be educated so that you make the best decisions while you're on the road. And that's what our little presentation is about. It's usually an hour-long presentation, and I know I have 15 minutes, so I'm going to try to get through as much as possible. So, what is distracted driving? Anyone have any ideas? What's distracted driving? Yeah?
It's when you're like on your phone and texting someone, or you're calling someone, or you're doing something on your phone and you're not paying attention.
Yes, but it also doesn't have to just be on your phone, but that is definitely distracted driving. It's driving while engaged in any activity that diverts your attention away from the primary task of driving. So how many of you already have your license? Show of hands. A decent amount. And for those of you that don't, obviously this is something that you can just be mindful of in the next couple of years when you get your permit and your license. So it's just being distracted in any way. And there's actually 3 different types of distractions. So there's manual, which is obviously your hands are distracted, maybe you're changing the radio station, you're eating a gym stakeout, whatever, you're manually distracted. There's visual, which is when you're looking at something else, so you could be looking at the person next to you, you could be looking at your GPS, and then there's cognitive, which is actually the largest part of being distracted when you're driving, and it's kind of the part that you don't think about the most. But it's when your mind is elsewhere. So maybe you had a fight with your mom before you left for school in the morning, or you're thinking about what you want to wear tomorrow night to some party. So if your mind is distracted, if you're cognitively distracted, you're not giving your full attention to the road. So this is actually 2 different. So cognitive distraction is like the way that your brain actually functions. So it's something that you can't help a lot of the time. If you are looking at your cell phone, this is the difference between your field of vision after you've been looking at your phone and you look up at the road versus if you hadn't been looking at your phone. So it's just about what your brain can compute and the limits of your brain. If you look on the left side, that's someone who hasn't been looking at their phone, they're just driving, and they can see a much wider range of their field of vision. And then on the right is what you see after you've been looking down at your phone or elsewhere. And as you can tell, there's a lot more room for an accident to happen, a kid to run out of the side of the road that you just don't see, maybe, an animal, something like that. So it's, even if you think you're the best driver and you think you're super safe, it could just be some certain limitations in what your brain is able to calculate.
Sometimes our mind wanders, and when we snap back to reality, we have no idea what we missed or how long we were gone. Daydreaming isn't the only thing that causes this inattention blindness. When we talk on the phone while driving, there are periods when we go blind to our environment without realizing it. So billboards, cars, kids playing, even stop signs and red lights can pass us by unnoticed. Certain things may seem harmless, but some activities just aren't safe to combine. Our brain is not wired to pay attention to more than one complex task at a time. What we're actually doing when we think we're multitasking is quickly shifting our focus from one activity to another. So while our mind is engaged in applying makeup, arguing with backseat driver, fumbling for a water bottle, or a conversation, it's blind to the road. In fact, drivers are 4 times more likely to crash while talking on the phone, and 23 times more likely while texting. Driving can feel uneventful, but it really takes our full attention to keep the car on the road. We're surrounded by distractions that can hijack our focus. Whether we let them is up to us.
So I can honestly say, so I know you guys would probably think, well, there's Bluetooth, there's hands-free. That is actually, there's no proven benefit that Bluetooth is any better than if you were just, driving with your hand, holding your phone to your ear. So it's because it's still that cognitive distraction. Even if you, there have been instances where I might be talking on the phone while I'm driving from point A to point B, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm here already. How did I get here? What just happened for the past 10 minutes? Because you're focused on the conversation and you're not wholly focused on what you should be doing, which is focusing on driving. This is Casey Feldman. She is the reason that this organization exists. She was 21 years old, a junior in college, and she was working a summer job at the Jersey Shore. It was daylight one day, 5 o'clock, coming home, and a driver flew through a stop sign and ran her over and killed her. He was driving distracted. He says he didn't even see her, and she died on the spot. So her father started driving to teach other people about this epidemic, and in hopes that other young girls like yourself don't end up like Casey did. So this is a video. I want you to watch this video and then give me some reactions to it. This is a bus driver in Quebec. So what are some words that you think of when you see that?
Distracted.
Crazy. Sure. Crazy. Dangerous. So, scary, selfish, dangerous, irresponsible, risky, disrespectful. The driver is being extremely disrespectful, not just to the people that are on the bus, that his life is in their hands. He's responsible for their well-being, but he's also being disrespectful of anyone else that's on the road that he might encounter. So he is putting whatever task he's doing, which it looks like he's mailing a letter or something, at a higher priority than taking care of the lives of everyone that's around him. So he did lose his job after the video went viral, which is good to know. But distracted driving is it's all of these things, and it's a disrespectful choice. You have to be cognizant of the people that are in the car with you, and I'm sure those of you that have your license, you drive your friends, you might even drive your siblings, so it's really about being respectful to them. For those of you that don't have your license, you want the people that are driving you to be able to be paying attention to the road. And so another thing we really encourage is that you speak up when someone, even your parents, how many of you have seen your parents drive distracted? Probably talking on the phone, or looking at their GPS, or arguing with one of you, who knows, but it's something that parents don't even realize that they do all the time too. And you know that driving drunk is stupid. We've all learned don't drive drunk, have a designated driver, etc., etc. That was like the epidemic of our parents' age. And so that was something that has been educated into everyone's brains since you're young. You know that that's dumb and you wouldn't do it. This is like the epidemic of our generation. So that's why we pretty much talk to high school students, because you guys are going to be the ones who can change that whole paradigm. So car crashes are the leading cause of accidental death for people ages 5 to 24. Nearly 60% of teen crashes are caused by distraction, and today more teens will be killed or injured by distracted driving than drunk driving. So what are some excuses that people might make when they are saying why they drive distracted, why it's okay for them? Any idea of any excuses? Yeah?
My parents do all the time. They
Yeah.
say, well, we have experience, we've been driving for years.
Sure, like other people do it. I'm an experienced driver. seconds. I've never been in an accident before, I'm a safe driver, everyone does it, driving is boring, I need to be in contact with friends and family. So obviously there are ways to dispute every one of those. Just because you've never been in an accident doesn't necessarily make you a safe driver, it makes you a lucky driver. So that one is, that's not necessarily so accurate. Being in contact with friends and family, that makes sense. And there are things that you can do to make sure that you're able to maintain contact with your family or your friends, but you're not putting yourself or others' lives at risk. So you can put your phone away in the back seat until you get to your destination and then call your friends or respond to your family. You can tell people, hey, I'm going to be driving for the next 10 minutes, like, don't call me while I'm on the road. And there are other tactics too, but it's important to set the expectation with your friends and family that when you're driving, you're off the limits. For those of you that have the newest versions of the Apple iPhone, they actually have like a do not disturb while driving feature. So when your car detects that you're in it, if it syncs to your Bluetooth, it'll automatically put on like a do not disturb thing and you won't get any notifications while you're driving. So that's, to me, that's super helpful because I just get in my car, my phone automatically puts that setting on, and I don't know if anyone's texted or called until I'm done driving. So if you do have that, it's a really good option. So it takes 4 seconds to read a text. How far will you travel in that time if you're driving 55 miles per hour? You can yell out what you think the answer is. Okay, yeah, you'll drive more than 300 feet in the 4 seconds that you're reading a text message if you're on a highway or a thruway. Well, that's supposed to be a video, but you can get the point. You go more than 300 feet. You go the length of a football field is pretty much what you drive when you are looking at a text message. So 78% of teen drivers said that they're likely not to text and drive if their friends tell them it's wrong or stupid. So you might not want to be that person who's like, hey, I kind of feel uncomfortable that you're driving without your hands or something. But honestly, people appreciate it and people would change their behavior if you were to speak up. And I'm sure your parents would do the same thing. 90% say they would stop if a friend in the car asked them to. And 44% say that they would be thankful if a passenger complained about their texting while driving. So you can also say things like, hey, do you want me to send a text for you? Or like, we can pull over, we're not in a hurry if you have to do something. Like, let's pull over and do it and then get back on the road. So it really is kind of up to you to help keep your friends safe too. Let's see if this video works.
I wasn't texting, I wasn't using a cell phone, but I still killed someone. I was 17, prom was coming up, I was ready to leave high school, I was excited about the summer and going off to college.
My mom and dad were both teachers and they met at an elementary school where they were teaching. People would describe him as a gentle person. He was my dad. He was a great dad. He was the greatest dad I could have had.
I was on my way back from my clarinet lesson. I was hungry, so I was looking at my GPS.
All throughout high school, he was there for me every step of the way. He coached me in sports. He was there for every single one of my games.
My car drifted into the breakdown lane on the side of the highway, and I hit a man, and I killed him. It was fun.
So the video goes on a lot longer, but you can see that, this girl, she wasn't even, it's not like she was drunk, it's not like she had 10 friends in the car. She was just trying to find a place on her GPS to get a bite to eat after her clarinet lesson, and she drifted into the side of the road and killed someone. So I know I have like 10 seconds left, and that's a really somber note to leave things on, but if you want to talk more about distracted driving, I'd be happy to chat. We'll hang around for a little bit, but just be smart and try your best